Yo, it's No Baby. Yo, it's your boy No. We are back on the No Show. Before I do anything, subscribe. Show your boy some love, okay? Now we're back. Let's talk about UFC 287. You already know what it is. Thumbnail should have got you already here. If you're an MMA fan, sports fan, let's just discuss it. Leave all your comments or whatever in the comment section, and I'll hit you up. Let's converse about this, okay? Because that's why we're here. We're here to converse. We're here to connect, okay? No Show, baby. All right. So UFC 287. Let's talk about before we talk about the main fight. Let's talk about the second main fight: Gilbert versus Jose Masvidal. Gilbert Burns versus Jose Masvidal. Okay. All right. Let's look at what we got going on. Okay. We got two dogs. I mean, they are dog fighters. Gilbert Burns, his submission armbar. Just like his arm bars are like, he's got highlight reels with just arm bars. He is one of the guys, if you get into a grappling match, you do not want to fuck with this dude and give him your arm. He's got six arm bars, and he can do it in different ways. His ground game is amazing when it comes to that. He's a good striker. He's not a great striker, all right? And everyone, I think, is getting this fight a little bit too one-sided. Like, oh, Gilbert Burns is just going to beat the shit out of Jose Masvidal. You know, Gilbert Burns' gas tank is okay, but Gilbert gas tank went fucked up. When he fought Hamza Chimaev in the third round, the only 1, 2, 3 fight, his gas tank was gone after the second one because he gave mostly his all, okay? Now, debating on that fight who won, I mean, I would go with Gilbert Burns a little bit, but, you know, they gave it to Hamza Chimaev. My bad. Okay, so Gilbert Burns, from Brazil, he's an all-American fighter to me. Like, when I say all-American, I don't mean it like that, but I mean like universal fighter. He's good standing up. He's great on the floor, though. Okay? So we get to Jose Masvidal, who's been doing this forever. Okay? And Masvidal, you know, he's got good defense from takedowns. Okay? He's good defense to stop them takedowns. He's got power in his hands, and he's a stand-up. He's a brawler. He's a stand-up brawler. You know, we all know him from, you know, the backdoor Miami fights. I mean, we've all grown to appreciate as a person that likes to fight, him and Justin Gaethje, their mindsets to come into a fight. I think every fighter, if you're trying to fight, if you're trying to get into the fighting, I think that you have to have the mindset of these two dudes, especially Jorge Masvidal, because the guy comes for violence. I mean, and you believe it, and he fights like that. I mean, he beat the shit out of Nate. I mean, you can say what you want, but he was winning that fight. Now, we can all debate that he was gassing, and those last 2 rounds was going to be a little, you know, we would have seen Nate turn up. But I diverse. We're not even going to argue about that because that's just a whole nother topic. But Jose's, I mean, that's it. That's his good things, you know. Defense, he's a good stand-up, and he has KO power. Burns, I wouldn't say Burns got KO power, but I'm just saying his area is submission. He's really good at submissions, all right? Now, Jorge, I think he only got 1 submission in his whole life, maybe 2, if anything, up in his fights. So to see the ground game on one side, you already know. I mean, we all know that if Gilbert Burns gets on top of Jorge Masvidal, he's probably going to armbar. Okay, can we all agree that probably would happen? Okay, Jorge isn't a great jiu-jitsu artist, you know what I'm saying? But he's decent, and his wrestling has improved. Okay, he's become a better fighter over time. That's facts. We've seen him grow. But there's so much holes in both things that I can say to me. Like, I feel like, what if Gilbert can't get Jorge down? Like, he couldn't really get Chimaev down. You know, Burns could not get Chimaev down like that. So if he can't do that, though, Jorge, I do believe that Jorge can win this standing up. I know people are probably thinking that this is a one-sided, but Jorge has just as good a shot to win against Gilbert. He's very hittable. All right, he leaves his guard down sometimes, but even at the end of the day, I mean, Jorge's hits are powerful. They are very powerful. I'm very curious to see how strong of hits are different, because I feel Gilbert Burns throws a lot of overhands. He's gonna hit hard with that, with his body, throwing his shoulder into it. But I feel like Jorge just, like, he slips off. He throws his wrist and his he throws his wrists, and when he hits, he uses his shoulder and his legs. He twists that, so it's like it feels like it's different hits, I guess, different swings, I guess, with both of them. But I'm curious to see which one's harder, because I feel like when it comes to stand up, Gilbert's gonna have a problem with taking those hits. And if Jorge Masvidal can somehow get a power knockout in the beginning of the fight or the second, I think this is going to be a whole different fight. I do believe it's not like a hands down all day Gilbert, because there's things that Gilbert could fuck up and get knocked the fuck out, but only stand up. I do believe if Gilbert can get him to the ground, it kind of will be an easier win than standing up. Now, all in all, on paper, Burns should win, but like I said, I see it in a different realm when we're talking about these two individuals, because you got to look at the mindsets too. Burns wants the belt, so does Jorge, but this might be Jorge's last fight. He's even said that. There's a different passion in you as a man. If this is it, if this is the journey that I've taken, I'm going to go out like a G. And understandably, we know Jorge's coming for violence. There is no, and we in his home city, Miami. He's coming to get a higher light real. But so is Burns, because Burns wants that title. It's just, all right, when it comes down to all of this, and we still look at both of the individuals, Gilbert, I would say, because I know a lot of people give me flack, but I would say Gilbert's weakness is stand up. Now he's knocked people out. We're not going to get that all, twisted, and we're all talking like, oh, what are you talking about? Gilbert the knocked out. Yeah, overhands. A lot of overhands. Watch him. A lot. He's got a good overhand. He's got a good knockout. But he keeps his head down sometimes. He sometimes closes his eyes. I've seen in some of his fights. Like, it's just, I think that if Jorge gets in there, controls his chaos, and he takes his time with Gilbert when it comes to striking, I think that he'll be more successful. Will he win? I don't know, because at the end of the day, Jorge has very good defense to getting taken down, but the problem is Gilbert's a fucking beast. He's a Brazilian animal, and we don't have to even argue about who's better on the ground. It's just that's where Gilbert will thrive in this fight no matter what. And if he gets him in a submission, it's 100% probably going to be an armbar. I would be surprised if it isn't. He's very good at arm bars, man. That dude's very good. So Jorge's going to have to worry about that. But what is Jorge's biggest problem with fighters? What's always been Jorge's problem whenever he fights someone that has good wrestling, which Burns has? He has a problem with it. He has a very big problem with it, which you can't hate the man, because you see so much of him in the gym working on his wrestling. And that's a good thing about both of these two guys too. They love the sport. We got two dogs fighting each other that love the sport, and that'll give a good show for all of us. You gotta remember, these guys are gonna, like, in 20 years, not even, hopefully they're in good tact, but man, all the violence. So when we talk about this fight, to me, like I said, I'll go back to the what I was saying without the theatrics of everything, just saying that I feel, in this situation that, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know who to side with, because I do believe that Jorge could win this fight, and I kind of, as a fan of loving martial arts, I want Jorge to win. I'm sorry, I don't want to see Jorge leave, because he brings something to the sport, especially for the Latin side. We don't want to see that go. But at the same time, Burns is a fucking dog, G. Burns is not playing, son. So it's like Jorge has to put on a show and bring everything he has to this fight, and I guess when we come down to it, and I realize it right now talking to you guys, that I'm kind of hoping Jorge wins now. And I just made this side right now, because I was really like Burns is probably gonna win, but as a fan, I kind of want Jorge to win. I'm no capping. I would like to see Jorge get his chance to to at least get one more shot at the belt. But that's me being a story chaser and just loving mixed martial arts. But I would like to see that, you know. But like I said, if Jorge wins, it's going to be stand-up. If Gilbert wins, it's going to be on the ground. I don't see Gilbert knocking Jorge out, you know. But I was wrong last time, so this could be a whole different thing. But that's where I'm at on the Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. All right, slide to the left. Let's go. Now, let's get on the main event. Izzy versus Alex Pereira. Izzy Adesanya. I probably said it wrong, but it's all love, G. Okay, Izzy versus Alex. I told y'all the first time what was going to happen. I told y'all that he would become a wrestler. I told y'all. What's going to happen in this fight? Two things. Only two things. Israel, my bad. Izzy, it's in his head. All right, you can say whatever you want. It's in his head. I extensively watched all of his stuff, you know. It's just like, you know, people that have fought, like after their first knockout or something happens to them where they lose, it changes you mentally for a little bit, regardless. I think this is too soon for Izzy to come back and fight Alex. That is the truth. What his coach says, I agree. This is too soon. Izzy, this is too soon. You should give it a year. You should have had a pre-fight before you came back and fought this man. This is what I feel. Now, I know everyone keeps saying, "Oh, he's something special," and he's this. Yeah, Izzy is something special. But guess what? Your boy did it in 4 or 5 fights to become champion. You did it it took you a long time to become champion, more than him. Yeah, and I know you fought greats, and I understand you went through greats and you did all that. That's cool, but he just skipped it all. You know, and he might if he beats you, he's just gonna go up to another weight class and he probably give the belt back out that weight class. That's what's so crazy about this guy and that left hand of his. So this fight is gonna be very much two things are gonna happen with Izzy. He's either going to counterpunch and try to win like he's always won by counters and more volume, and win by points and do a Floyd, you know, point. I think he's gonna do that, and he's gonna wrestle. And when he wrestles, I don't know if Izzy can get a submission, but I know that I think Izzy could at least get on top of him and ride to get the win. I think Izzy's at a point where he's like, I'm gonna win no matter how bad I win. You know, it's not like Izzy's not coming to give anyone. If you guys think Izzy's coming to do something crazy and do like insane punches, and no, Izzy's here for this fight. Izzy's here to win. That's the main objective with his team, especially him coming back this early. Izzy's going to do whatever he can to win. That means he's going to stay out. He's going to make him chase him. And I do believe Izzy will try to wrestle if he can, but Izzy's going to try to win this by points. But the problem is that what happened every time people fought Izzy and they didn't do enough. They didn't get that belt. Now, when we go over here to Alex, his confidence is just there. And he's the same fighter as he was last time. And he's probably more likely going to go and try to knock Izzy out way before the third round. I mean, honestly, I don't see this going past the third. Oh, man, my mic. I don't see it going past the third round at all. If it does, I would be shocked to see that, honestly, because, oh, man, I'm hitting everything. I would be shocked to see that happen. I don't see it happening, man. I see this fight. The honest truth, I see this fight going like maybe the third round, and Alex Pereira probably landing that left, knocking him out. You know, that's what I see. Now, what'll happen, we all don't know, but I'm pretty sure that that's the sequence of what we're going to see, or what these two gentlemen are going to try to collide into the ring, you know, and try to do that. I do believe that Izzy will do that. I mean, think about it. What has Izzy done most of every fight when he fought a dog? This is that fight he went at him, but usually he's not the aggressor. You know, now he's saying that he has to be the aggressor. No matter what happens, Alex will I'm messing it up. Alex will come in there and he will be aggressive and he will go on him as the bell rings, because there's two differences of what happened now. He has more confidence, and the odds of Izzy knocking him out this next time is pretty low because of all the mindset you get from getting knocked out. You guys got to understand too, he not only has been knocked out in MMA from this guy, but in Muay Thai he was knocked out, kickboxing. So he's already suffered the hands. Now you can be as strong as you want, but if you fought this man 3 times and you haven't won not one time, that's in your mind, regardless of what you say. And you can take that and people can be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about or whatever. Listen, everyone got a plan in a fight until they get hit. Remember that. Mike Tyson said that best. Believe me, I know that best too. I've been hit. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we all forget. Like, these are nerves that are coming after Izzy after all this too. He's got a lot on him right now. Like, this for Alex is just defending his belt, and yeah, maybe a little bit, but he's not too worried about it. Izzy, this is legacy. He's built it in his head, and you can see on some of the vlogs, like, this is pretty poetic. He's saying like, this is my final hour type stuff. He's going in there like, this is it. This is my shot, you know, which is great, the mindset of Izzy. But I just feel like too soon, brother, too soon. And I feel like his head's not going to be in the mix. Now, I can say all this, and then Izzy gets in there and beats the dog shit out of Alex. But I don't see that happening, all right? Now, if this goes to an end of a decision, I would be like fucking flabbergasted, yo, to see that go that route. I mean, I don't see it. Like I said, I bet you all, you know, and I'm not a betting man, but I'm pretty sure it's not going past the 3rd round. So I guess we'll see where this lands, you know, and we all could, you know, all be sleep on Izzy's ground game. I'm not sleep on it. I'm just saying we could be, you know, but you got to think they're both getting trained by pretty good mixed martial artists when it comes to grappling, clinching, and jiu-jitsu. But you got to remember, Izzy's not going to become a jiu-jitsu submission master in less than, because they fought like maybe 6 months ago. You see what I'm saying? It hasn't been that long. So it's not like their game plans are going to change so much. It doesn't happen like that. So there's only going to be so much difference. That's why I think that Izzy's going to try to wrestle, but I definitely think he's going to stay away from those hands. He always has. When he fought Romero, he stayed away from him. Those leg kicks is what? Those thigh kicks. He's going to do a lot of kicking. He's going to do a lot of moving. He's going to try to win, like I said, by volume. I just think that Alex Pereira is going to cut him off. Is going to be in his face. He's going to put that pressure on him to where there is no moving away from the ring, you know? And it could be Izzy's night. You know, it could be. I just think that when we look at this on paper, the first fight, Alex never fought MMA with Izzy, so he was hesitant a lot. And you could see he was setting him up and he was looking for the hit a lot. I think that this one's not going to be that way, you know. And if you knocked a guy out twice and beat him 3 times, you're probably just going to go in there and try to knock him the fuck out quick, which could be a flaw for Alex, though, because Alex could be too overconfident thinking that he could win, and that could play in Izzy's favor, you know. You don't know. That's the whole thing about this. You don't know. Okay, so gun to my head, which side am I on? That's the question that I'm having a problem with right now. It's like 2 peanut butters, me putting my hands in them. It's disgusting either way. I can't decide which one I would rather put my hands in. You see what I'm saying? And that may be a weird-ass example. But I'm just saying, like, it's hard to choose, you know? It's like ass and titties. Which one do you like the most? I like them both. I don't know which one to choose. Now we're back to doing exactly what I was talking about when it came to Jorge and Gilbert Burns. I like them both. You know, I like Izzy. I like Alex. I like Alex because of what he's done, just to come in here and boss dog walk everybody and get that belt. And yeah, we all see holes in Alex too. I don't know, man. I think this one I'm going to go neutral instead of choosing, because I don't know which one. You know what? This UFC 287 is going to be me hopes and dreams. So I'm going for all the ones that people think ain't going to win. I'm going for all the underdogs that for MMA math. I'm going to go and pick Izzy versus Alex. and I'm picking and Jorge versus Burns. But in my heart, I think that Burns wins by submission of an armbar probably, and I think in my heart, Alex probably knocks him out in the third round with a nice left. That is probably those scenarios, or you know what, all the shit I'm saying don't matter because none of it happens, and Jorge wins or loses, and Burns does who knows, man. When it comes to fighting, that's the great thing about it. You never know. Every night is different. You never know. That's the truth. So it's a great sport, so you gotta love MMA. On another tip, the WWE and the merging with UFC, I don't know how to feel about it, and I haven't gone into too much specifics of reading too much about it because I don't know if that's going to be a good deal. You already know that wrestling is just kind of it's made up. I mean, period. Now it's not made up when Brock Lesnar came over to UFC and really beat the shit out of people and got the UFC heavyweight champion belt. Like, that was for real. That was extraordinary. But Brock Lesnar, but you know what? When you think about all them wrestlers, are like they're pretty genetically different beasts. The Big Show's hands. Just think of the Big Show slapping somebody. Oh my God. These guys are all big. And look, the people that follow wrestling now are probably like, man, the Big Show don't even wrestle or something. Like, I don't watch wrestling anymore, so I'm not going to act like I did. I did grow up on wrestling, though. I grew up on the NWO. I grew up on Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Sting, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Triple X, DX, D-Generation X. I mean, we went through all those NWO, then you went through NWO, the Wolfpack, when Sting joined. I mean, I grew up on that stuff too, so I remember all that stuff. I just feel like we're watering it. It's going to get watered. And if they start, like, doing bullshit to where they're, like, losing fights on purpose and shit, and we start noticing that, I'm probably going to be done with UFC. At least we're talking about it and commentating on my own thoughts about it, because, I mean, I really love UFC, It's hard to know that they're doing what they're doing with fighter pay, and we don't know for real on that end. I don't know. I got a homeboy that does for real fight. He make money off that stuff, so I know that it's difficult to make money. I understand the profession that I'm doing. I'm barely making it. I'm trying. So these are my thoughts for UFC 287. Tell me your thoughts on that merger that happened. I mean, I haven't read too much in it, so I don't want to get all like saying the wrong things. But the only thing I thought of is, damn, they merged with them. How watered and diluted are they going to make both of these companies now? What if the things that we love about it changes? It's always something when change comes, but it's like it's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. That's the only thing. I hope they don't make a celebrity slap fest then. All right, this your boy No, man. I'm out for the next one. Hey, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Watch all these reaction videos. We got a lot more coming for you. Hey, I'm out, bro. It's a No Show.